screen. Those of you who don't know who I am, hi, I am Arit. I'm a new creator here on TikTok, sharing my fitness journey, losing over 150 pounds in my 40s. I am currently 45. I turned 45 about 2 weeks ago. So I share my journey. I'm doing it for representation. I'm doing it for busy women in their 40s or older. You can totally change your life. You can totally change your life. You can totally change your life. It is not too late to build the life that you secretly fantasize about. It's not too late. And I am in a place right now where I am manifesting my fantasies. I am living the life now that I used to dream and fantasize about. There's a creator, her name is Anoa. I think she's Ghanaian. I have followed her for the longest time. And I remember she did a photo shoot where she was like around 200, 205, 2010 pounds. And she did this amazing photo shoot. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember looking at her social media and looking at that photo shoot and feeling in the pit of my belly that I will never get there. I remember having that emotion. Like, how wonderful would it be to be that thick and that healthy and that strong? And one thing I love about her is like she's very into strength, right? Like she's not about like the, super thin, like, could blow over in the wind kind of physique. She's like just very strong, very solid, right? She strength trains, all of that. And she had just had her twins at that time. And she had this amazing and I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm talking about like over 10 years ago, y'all. And I remember it like it was yesterday. And I remember thinking like, that will never be me. I don't know if I will ever know what it feels like to be living in a body that healthy. Y'all, I am there. I am there. It blows my mind. And the only regret I have is that I did not, for whatever reason, maybe it wasn't my time. Maybe I didn't have the grace at that time. Like there's just so many reasons that I can think, but I still have regret that I couldn't do what I have done 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. So my live is not just me spitting a bunch of like tips and tricks at you. We cover everything here. We talk about the mental, we talk about the emotional, the psychological, the spiritual, right? Like we talk because we are whole beings. We're not just bodies, right? We're not just bodies. And I know for me, the obesity that I lived with for over 20 years wasn't just a body thing. The obesity that I lived with for over 20 years wasn't just a body thing. It really wasn't. And so I feel like it would be an injustice for me to come on here and just talk as though, oh, you just need to do that, and bam, you're gonna. No, because if that were true, none of us would be fat. Okay. If that were true, none of us would be obese. If that were true, none of us would be quote unquote struggling, right? Yeah. So that was a long introduction, but yes, welcome. Thank you for being here. Queen Mother, I love that name. Meal plan. Okay, so I can't give a specific meal plan. And the reason for that is because we are very unique as human beings, right? I don't know where you're from. I don't know what your cultural background is. I don't know like what you are used to eating. Okay. So I will give you some guidelines, right? I'm not going to give you a plan, but I'll give you some guidelines. Okay. Now, these are the guidelines that I follow on the regular. This is what I do. Okay. So here are the guidelines. They're not very many. Okay. Protein first, protein most. Protein first, protein most. Protein first is the most important one. If you can, do protein most. Okay? Yes. Protein first. So this is for Queen Mother. Protein first, protein most. Okay? So that's the first rule. It's kind of like two together, right? Protein first means when you eat your protein first. Whatever protein is on your plate, eat that first. Now, let me tell you something. A lot of times when you want to get on a fitness journey or you want success on your fitness journey, you are going to need to abandon certain behaviors and practices that have been normal to you for the longest. And let me give an example. What is natural for me is to like take a piece of everything on my plate, stick it on the fork and eat together, right? So if I'm eating pasta with like chicken and like veggies, I like to take like a little pasta and then, stack it with like a piece of chicken and then stack it with vegetable and eat. Okay, if you're going to follow this guideline, it's not a rule, it's a guideline. You're going to have to break that pattern. You're going to have to break it. It's ingrained. I had a hard time breaking that pattern. Protein first. Eat the protein on your plate first. Don't eat the protein first. You introduce protein to your body at meal times first. It helps to kickstart the satiety process, right? It gets you to that state of feeling fuller and satisfied. It gets you there quicker. Okay. So thank you for the heart, Liz. Thank you. So don't eat your protein first. Okay. That's like the more important part. The second part, it's not as important. It's not always possible. So I'm flexible on it, but try to have protein most. And so what that means is on your plate, let protein be the largest macronutrient. Let protein be the largest macronutrient on your plate. Okay. So that's the first rule. Second rule is I want you to take carbs and make it a support, like make it an extra. Right now, for a lot of us, carbs is the main actor. It's the main character. Okay. I need you to downgrade carbs to an extra in the movie. Not even a supporting actor, an extra. Okay? Yes. Did I say low carb? No. Did I say keto? No. I don't do low carb. I don't do keto. But carbs are downgraded in my lifestyle. Yeah. So I don't build my meals around carbs anymore. That used to be the case. It was the carbs. Carbs were front and center. Okay. I have decentered carbs. Does that mean I don't eat carbs? No, but I decenter carbs. Okay. So that will look like different things to different people. For me, it looked like going from a mountain of rice on my plate to like a cup of rice on the side. That's what decentering carbs was for me. For breakfast, it went from having a stack of like 5 pancakes with syrup dripping all over to having 1 to 2 slices of whole wheat toast with my eggs and corned beef. Right? So I'm giving examples. So decenter carbs.